room is such a mess. Hey, what is going on YouTube? My name is James and welcome back to another video. I'm going to stop doing this like weird salute thing I do at the start of each video. Hey, what's going on? This just doesn't make any sense. But today I'm bringing you a video that I promised I would do, and I promised a few people who who sent me emails and stuff that I'd do. So today I'm going to be talking about why I sold the SKX. Now I have no notes, I have nothing. This is going to purely be coming from like just off the brain. So if I miss a few things or I say things completely wrong, please forgive me. If you have any questions, leave them down below. But yeah, I sold the SKX. I no longer have the SKX. I'll put shots up on screen. I'm still yet to do top 5 straps for the SKX, which I promised WatchGecko I'd do. And also, I think it's a good video to do anyway, not just because I promised WatchGecko. Like, I think it's an interesting video. But, where was I? Why I sold the SKX. So right now, it is over in Wales with a guy who I'm not going to mention his name. But he actually sent me the Tudor to do a review. It wasn't a swap. Imagine that for a swap. SKX for a Tudor Day Oyster Prince. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing right now. Same as the last video. It is a beautiful watch. He sent me this to review. So thank you very much for sending me to review. But anyway, let's get on to the point of this video. Why I sold the SKX. Now, a lot of people jump straight to conclusions of, I hate the watch. You know, I can't stand the watch, because I did my 2-month recap where I said, you know, I'm disliking the blue. I don't like the fact it's not got hacking and manual wind and all these different things that a lot of people says. I don't understand the watch. I don't appreciate the history. How can, there was one comment, and I'll blur out names and stuff, but there was one comment like, how can I trust the taste? I can no longer trust the taste of a reviewer who sells their SKX or something along them lines, which makes no sense to me at all. Like, everyone sells, like, anyway, this, I want to cover something before I get into why I sold the SKX. This community is so touchy-feely about people selling their watches. You know, at the end of the day, it is your watch on your wrist. Do never ever feel pressured. And I see it all the time. People are like, oh, I don't think I should sell this because they like this. It's your watch. You paid the money for it. If you want to sell it, sell it. Who cares what other people think? It's your money. You know, it's your watch. And at the end of the day, I think people need to get over this whole thing of like, oh, but I like the watch, so why should people not like the... Who cares, okay? Now that's out of the way, let's get on to why I sold the SKX. I don't enjoy it anymore, or I didn't. I need to start saying I didn't, because I haven't got it. I didn't enjoy it anymore. It purely came down to that. You know, the Aorus came along, it had hacking, manual winding, it was a beautiful watch, day-date complication, 100 meters war resistant. You know, it ticked all the boxes. Like, whilst people say, yeah, but it's not a true diver because it's 100 meters, it's more than enough. I've never been diving. I don't think I'll ever probably go scuba diving for the next couple of years anyway. So it makes no sense for me to own a diver just simply for that reason. Also, I'm not one of these collectors who need to tick each box. Like, I need a dress watch, I need a sports watch, I need a diving watch. I'm not one of those collectors. I'm a collector who wants their own pieces that I will wear. This is nothing against people like that, because my dad is one of those collectors who has like every box ticked, and that's just the philosophy of collecting that people have different. So I no longer appreciated it the way I used to. You know, when I first got it, I loved it to bits. I really loved it. You know, it was my first more expensive watch that I'd ever owned, but over time it just started lacking for me. You know, I'm really into the colour blue. I love blue. And it was a really dark navy blue. Now, for someone who really enjoys blue, this sort of like sunburst blue on this beautiful Tudor is the kind of blue I like. This is like the blue that I look at and I go, that's beautiful. You know, I'd look at the SKX and I'd just be disappointed because most of the time it looked black. And for someone who loves blue, that was a big turn off for me. You know, the Paddy's blue is like the perfect blue. That's a beautiful blue. And I was considering trading it in and paying the extra for a Paddy. But I couldn't find anyone who'd do it, which sucked. But anyway, there was that. So the blue really sort of was just letting me down. It just made me not appreciate the watch as much as I used to. It's just little things that really got on my nerves. You know, like the Seiko rattle. It's like the fact that it's got its own nickname is just a bit worrying, because like Seiko should be like, we've got a nickname for something that's terrible about our watches. You know, the end links, I think maybe asking for solid end links is a bit too much, to be fair. But I just wish it didn't rattle as loud as that. You know, I've got watches with hollow end links that don't rattle anywhere near as much as that SKX did. One thing that was just the Jubilee was really comfortable. No complaints on the Jubilee. Absolutely loved it. No complaints on the build quality either. You know, the build quality of the watch was good. It was really good for the price. You know, you can't go wrong. If people say, hey James, I'm thinking of getting a SKX, I won't be like, God no, don't do it. You know, it's a good watch for the price. I don't think you can go wrong. It's just for me personally, it no longer ticked the boxes. It no longer felt nice on the wrist. I no longer appreciated it. And for me, that's a big thing. You know, people were giving me flack for feeling that way and wanting to sell it. But to me, what is the point in me just keeping something to make other people happy so they can be like, oh, he owns an SKX, I can now trust his opinion? Well, doesn't it make more sense if I say, look, I no longer appreciate this SKX, I'm going to sell it to someone who will. You know, at least this watch is going to get appreciated again. You know, doesn't that make me more of a viable source for honesty? I don't know, like, I don't get it. Like, some people, their view is like, if that person doesn't align with my views, I can't trust them anymore. And it's very odd. It's very, very odd. This is the only community it's like that. You know, the gaming community, the vlogging community, the tech community. I'm involved in all these communities, not so much in video making. I used to be involved in gaming. I still am on Twitch every now and again. I play a lot of video games. I used to vlog. I vlogged for 200 days, so I've been a part of that community. In the tech community, I built my own PC, and I've loved doing all that kind of stuff, so I am involved watching. If they give a bad review, people who disagree don't go as crazy as they seem to do on the watch community. It's like the car community as well. People don't go, well, actually in the car community they kind of do, but these other communities like the tech community where they say, you know what, this graphics card, it's like the whole thing with the, well, that's off topic, but the graphics cards and stuff like that. If someone says this isn't a great graphics card, it's not very good value for money, blah 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 blah, people wouldn't freak out if they disagreed. It was like, okay, this has got a difference of opinion. What I will do is go and watch another video of someone who says something different and come to my own conclusion. This is the first community where it seems people don't like doing that. You know, the whole point of a review is not to be positive or negative, it's to be honest. Every reviewer has their biases, and the way to be a good reviewer is understanding your bias. And once you've established what your biases are and made it clear what your biases are, then being honest about everything else. I think that's what makes a good reviewer. At the end of the day, we're humans, we're not robots, you know. We have opinions. So I sold the SKX because I no longer appreciated it, I no longer enjoyed wearing it, and I felt like someone out there would. Someone out there would get that feeling I got when I first owned it. Someone out there will have that feeling forever with that watch, and that's what I wanted. I wanted that watch to be appreciated because I understood it isn't a bad watch. It's far from a bad watch, it's just that I no longer enjoyed it. It's like the Vostok. You know, I picked it up because I loved the colour, it was the blue. But the watch was just really terrible in my opinion. So why would I keep it just to make other people happy? You know, I'm going to sell it on to someone who is going to appreciate it, because to me that's really important. You know, it might just be a watch, but to me it's like, it's a thing that should be worn. You know, whether I like it or not, it should be worn. People should wear their watches. So I'm going to sell it to someone who will. That's why I sold my SKX. Not because I hate the watch, not because I hate Seiko, even though I have no Seikos left in my collection anymore. I've sold off most of my collection now. But I just didn't appreciate it. I just didn't appreciate it, and that's the honest truth, guys. And I hope you understand. If you don't, fair enough. You know, I'm sure I rambled a lot in this video, but I'm gonna leave it raw, because I feel like when you leave things raw, people usually take on board what you're saying a bit more honestly. People have said that my editing is a bit too much every now and again. You know, I'll cut out too much and snip things, and you know, they want to see it a bit more raw, a bit more actual me, just talking and all the ums and ums, and keep all that in. So that's what I'm going to do with this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Leave your comments down below if you have any questions and stuff. I'll answer them, and let me know if you own an SKX or have sold your SKX. I know Simon Crane is currently selling his SKX as well. I think for quite similar reasons. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, but because of how cheap it is, it's not worth selling, just keep it. Well, no, because if you no longer appreciate it, why just keep it just because it's cheap? You know, the fact that it's cheap means someone else who's maybe not got a lot of money can appreciate it and have a good watch, you know. That was a big thing to me. It's like, have a nice new watch, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I rambled a lot. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in the next one, the next raw, honest video. So take care. Peace out.